Hi. Lacan. It's the future where me and Ellie end up together. Is something wrong, Faye? You look like you're daydreaming. Maybe I was. Huh? No, it's nothing. Alright, well. Titan, when you find a girl who you have the hots for, you'll understand. Actually, no, you did. You're married. You probably had those days when you were a teenager. You should understand this. Did I say anything interesting? The road we must take is out there somewhere. Away out of the confusion we are now facing, the sister sitting diagonal across from me is desperately looking for that answer. Bum, bum, bum. By the way, let's talk more about Ellie. I love her hair. Like, in all seriousness, I just love her. Her character design is great. I love her hair. The color, the length, I love it. So good. But hello there. Preparations should be starting near the border of the Sex country for the charge by the Royal Capital's army. But a miscalculated move directed on the enemy is certain to backfire on us. We'll be taking covert action for a while. On my way there, but I thought I'd prefer a prayer before I offer a prayer, rather. I need to go chat with Agnes, I think. Oh, they're gonna just let me leave. Take it back the regular Nissan. Where, oh where, the inn? Like to heal and save. Ah! Oh no, we're just going back here. I thought we had to go look for what's-her-face. Young Master! Hello. The people of Nissan were most generous to allow us to rent this room, so there will be no need to seek lodgings at the inn for a while. Also, Master Sigurd wishes a word with you regarding your next move, if you may. Alright, so where's Sig? The good Master Sigurd is waiting for you inside. Okay, thanks, Mason. Whenever I come here, it always calms my heart. Anyway, young master, I want to work out what our plans from here on out are. Alright, but before we do that, there's something I want to ask you. Me? Yeah. Sig, what's up with you and that Gebler officer? What's the connection between you and him? You know, you sure know a lot about Gebler, for some reason. Bart, let's fight, and I'll tell you the answer. Oh, is this where we get told about Solaris? I think it is. Alright, I'll tell you. Me and Satan here. We used to live in Solaris. Solaris? Do tell. You mean where Gebler's from? That's right. Tim Mason's just eavesdropping from the other room. Solaris calls foreigners lambs. They're used as manual labor. Basically, it's slavery. Slavery? Is that where you met him? Yes, it was there. We worked for the Solaris government for a short while, but we learned to dislike their methods and escaped the first chance we had. You were friends with these people? Yeah, were, past tense. I met you when I was a kid and we've been together ever since then. So this would have had to have happened even before then. I probably wouldn't have understood this if I had heard it earlier, but why didn't you think I could deal with it now? Surely you could have told me about this. But you literally just said you wouldn't have been able to handle it. Especially when you had something to do with the people who are backing that Shakan idiot. I wish you'd told me sooner. There's nothing I can do about that now. Anyone invent time travel yet? Arclight 2 has time travel. But there's one thing I want you to believe. We left Solaris on our own will and for our own reasons. Now they've appeared before us, we can't just sit back and do nothing. If need be, I'll give my life to stop them. Is Faye gonna say anything? Alright, I understand, but can you elaborate a little more? Yeah, Faye's clearly not listening. Ah, here we go. Where is Solaris? What bugs me is this surface dwellers thing. It's as if Solaris is in another location, like up in the clouds or something. Yes, well, about that. Etrining, the capital of Solaris' empire, is located in the skies above. Solaris is separated from the land by dimensional distortion fields known as gates. Passing between the two requires special means of transportation, riards, such as an airship, basically riards. To get to Av, we stowed away on our regular flight to the surface. I came much later than Sigurd did. Also, nice of Faye to join us for this conversation. But I also escaped in the same way. What are lambs, other than sheep? That is the word Solarians use to indicate those who live on the earth. As I said before, such surface dwellers or earth dwellers are used for manual labor there. Another racism story? It never ends. I can never get away from racism, even though this game is like hardly racism. It's like a fraction, but like it's just funny. Manual labor could be anything from soldiers to administrative jobs. Solaris gather its workforce from the land dwellers. Jobs are divided up by who is most suitable. Sometimes people are brainwashed. When you, young master, were still an infant, I was used as a test subject. There was probably something they valued inside of me. You too, Doc? No. I was born in the lower city levels. It's not a complete secret. But I guess I'm a Solarian. You see, you still need people to run a country. No matter how scientifically advanced you are, you have no support without people. Pure Solarians are rare. They would not even make up a quarter of Av's total population. So they support their country by stealing surface dwellers. Oh yeah. Who is that man? His name is Ramses. As you know, he's the Gebler commander. Ramses? We call him, yeah, that. In Solaris, there's an officer training school called Jugend. He became the commander after leaving there. He's a lower level citizen, the same as me. However, with his amazing abilities. After graduating, he rose through the ranks with unparalleled speed. That man had one ideal: to achieve a consolidation of all his colleagues. Even land dwellers, if they had talent, were brought into the army. You two were picked by Ramses. No, we were not picked by him. We aligned ourselves with him. At that time, we agreed with him. At the time, Ramses was our only hope. He had high ideals and wanted to change the system in Solaris. To us test subjects and lower-level citizens, he was truly all that we wished for. A benefactor. Yes, even I, a test subject, was changed by his ideals. Why did you leave? So why was it that you wanted to flee from Solaris? Something about not agreeing with their methods? We were placed in a key military position in key military positions by Ramses. Thanks to that, we came to know that relationship between Solaris and the surface dwellers. The lambs, right? The sheep! They weren't just using us lambs for slave labor. They also selected some of us, like me, to be used as test subjects in experiments to refine their drugs. Not drugs! Drugs that change people's personalities to make them more aggressive and to draw out their latent abilities. They were using us as human guinea pigs to test their psychological alteration drugs. Human guinea pigs? Experimenting on humans? Yes, for example, Drive. That drug and all others like it that are used now are byproducts of human experimentation. However, the role of such experimental subjects was not limited to just that. This Drive drug is something that anyone in Solaris army can use. At least anyone in the Gebler forces who's sent to the surface. You're worried about her, huh? Man, Arctolad 2 had basically drugging children, essentially, and, you know, I'm just saying. I saw some in her room. No. Anyway, using slaves as guinea pigs, how low are these guys? Damn. Yeah, I understand. I think I get most of it now. Good job, Bart. I knew you could do it. Old Mason, go reserve the town hall for us. We'll finish talking there. I'm going outside to get some air. I had to just, like, grasp everything I just, you know, received. What the heck? Alright, well, good chat, good chat. What's up? I should have been honest with him sooner. It's best not to worry about it. You did all you could at the time, the young one will understand. I mean, he's gonna have to. Mason? I'm sure the young master would never have dreamed of such a tale. I mean, would anyone? I guess you already knew, huh? Well, now that you ask, yes, I did. However, when Sigurd was telling his story, I thought it was best to stay quiet. Please try and help the young master come to terms with all that he has just heard. Well. I think Bart's on the bridge. Bum, 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 bum. Man, this game's lore and story is so good. A lot of it is set up right now. It'll all coalesce later on. Like, they're like planting the seeds, if you will. They're planting the seeds with all this stuff. It'll all have a purpose. And when it comes together, it's just great. I had no idea Sig had such a past. Are you still suspicious of Sigurd? Well, I mean, it was just so sudden. Kind of expected to hear something different, like that we were childhood rivals or something. That's nothing compared to the story he just told us, is it? So hearing his story has you confused because it was not so simple. There was a time when he was cooperating with one of Gebler's generals. Furthermore, behind Gebler was a country that you had never even heard of. Hey, what are you picking on me for? No, I'm not picking on you or blaming anything on you. What I'm saying is this. If you think about how he feels, then you should see why he could not talk about this with you until now. Looking at the activities of Solaris toward other countries up until now, it's never gone beyond simply maintaining their own empire or self-preservation. And as you have seen, their military powers are immense, so Sigurd was probably thinking ahead. First, he was probably concentrating on taking care of the problems here on the continent of Ignis. Once things were settled here, it would give him a stronger foundation to deal with Solaris later. Which is a much better plan than rushing straight into a war he knew we could not win. Quite logical, really. Sounds like you understand one another pretty well. Well, it's not like we're newly acquainted, is it? We had talked about a lot of things up until we decided to escape from Solaris. Speaking of that, why'd you leave? That Ramses guy was supposed to be a star of hope or something, wasn't he? Yes, I certainly thought so at first. But then I realized his way of thinking really was not that much of a change from the previous system. Basically, the only difference was whether they stressed people's ranks, saying class, order, or skill. The words had changed, but it was still no different from what Solaris itself had been doing until then. He had no intentions of bringing everyone a better way of living. In other words, he's an elitist. I don't think I like him much. I mean, he's cool, you can't deny it. So, Satan. The man's name who I never know how I want to pronounce it. Do you think I can beat Gebler? Why? You planning on fighting them? Don't give him ideas. As long as they're working with Shakan, there's no way around it. The way things are going, I'm sure we'll have to fight them sooner or later. I suppose so, but even if we were to defeat the Gebler forces here, there's still Solaris to deal with. If we're not careful, it's possible that we may get involved in a longer war than that with Shakan. Do you not agree that continuing the way we would have been going is rather hard on everyone? I think it's time we try to get help from a greater number of people. So, defeating Shakan's not going to get rid of the likes of Gebler. I know what you're trying to say. The vanquished Gebler first gained thy throne, right? You could put it that way. What do you mean? You could put it that way. But then again, maybe it is time I did something about that. You know, something I really do like about the text speed in this game. This is like a text-heavy game. But the thing is, Xenogears text boxes are actually, like, not that big. Like, they're very small. As you can see. Like, the text boxes in this game are, like, small. Not tiny, but, like, smaller than most other games of the PS1 era. I do like how it's not overwhelming. I feel like it's good. It's a good pacing for, like, the dialogue. It's like a double-edged sword, you know? Because, like, I hate it in terms of, like, when I'm redoing progress and I have to skip through it. Or if I'm, like, playing the game another time and I want to, like, speed through dialogue. But also, I do like the pace it goes at when I'm reading it. Because I don't, this game is really text-heavy, obviously. It's a lot of reading. But I don't feel myself getting as worn out. Because I feel like the text is slow enough where I can, like, not only digest what's going on better, but also, like, I can space it out better. Like, it gives me a bit of a breather when I'm reading it, which is really good. So I guess it can be seen as a good thing, the slower text speed.